Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and in this video we're going to add intersections to our game. So yeah, let's get started. First, we want to duplicate the bb base tile. Now let's actually call this bb base tile underscore intersection. Let's open it. And let's move it next to the third person map. Now let's go to the viewport, and here we want to change actually many things. Let's first select all the other spawn points than these first three. So the fourth one here, in spawn point R4 and spawn point R5. Actually I cannot, yes I can. L5 and also L4. So R4, R5, L4, L5. All these and delete. Okay. Oh, I got some ads to my screen. Okay. So what we want to do here now is we want to actually select all these roads, so road 1 until the road 5, and move them under the default scene route, so we can see the relative location, like the location relative to the default scene route, basically. So let's select road 1. It should be actually at this exact mark, so we don't have to change it or anything like that. But the next one, so the road 2, we want to actually rename this road to be the intersection. And here on the intersection, we want to change this to be road crossroads, one road crossroads. I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. Now we want to change these scales. So let's set the Y scale to be 0.816, like the, oh, I had this locked, so let's unlock it. Let's change this X also to that value, so 0.816, and yep. Now the location, it should be at 1390 on the X, and 0.75 on Z, like that. Okay. Now let's actually also delete these arrows from here. We have the spawn location 1, spawn location 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's delete all of these. We don't need them right now. Okay, so now we have the intersection, the middle part. Now what we want to do is let's actually select our road. First let's select our road 4. Let's set this location to be 1390. And on the Y, let's make it -1250, so 1250. And let's rotate it -180 degrees. So it will be like that. Okay? Now let's select road 5. And let's set the X location to be 1390 also. And on the Y, let's make it positive 1250, like that. And the rotation set, let's set it to 0. Okay. Now, let's actually rename this road 5 to be like road right 1 or something like that. Now let's duplicate that. And it will be called road right 2. And now let's set this Y value to be 2050, like that. Now here on the left that we just moved, let's rename this also to be road left 1. Let's duplicate it. Now it should be called road left 2. And let's set the y location to be minus 2050. Okay. Now we have to add a... Oh, why did I actually delete it? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's do it again. So we have to add the final road to there. So let's select whatever road we want. Maybe this road left 2. Let's duplicate it. Let's call it road last or something like that. Let's set the rotation to be positive 90. And let's set the location to 2390 units and 0 on the Y. So you can see it's there. And now, yeah. Next thing we want to actually add and we actually have the spawn point here. So let's set the spawn point location X to be 2790 units. So it's there at the end. Okay. And now the spawn collision, which is here, we want to set this location to be on the X 2800. And destroy collision, let's make it like 4800 or something like that. Oh, 4800. Okay. Now, these environment things. The first one will be this environment spawn point R1. I want to set this to be... Actually, I think that's already at the right position. So we don't have to do anything with that. Nor with this L1. Okay, these are actually fine already. So let's not do anything with those. So let's select the L2. Okay, let's select it from here. Environment spawn point L2. And now this one we have to change a little bit. So the X location will be 2385 units. And Y will be minus 1200. Yeah, everything else can be like that. Now let's select the R2 and let's set the X location to be the 2385. 2385 units. Like that. And now the L3. Here we want to set this location to be 2585 units and minus 1560 units on the Y. And the rotation on the Z will be minus 180. So it will be like this, you know, facing this way. Because we want to spawn the next house like at this rotation. So now the R3, where can we find that? Environment spawn point R3, yes. This will be X2585. Y will be 1560, so 1560. And the rotation will be minus 180. Like that. Now let's compile. Let's save all just to be sure. And now let's go to the event graph. Let's actually fix this. So yes, let's delete here on the spawn environment. Let's delete these two last of both of these sequences. So we only have the first three. So environment spawn point R1, R2, R3, and here also L1, L2, L3, like that. And yeah, we don't actually have to change much more here. So now when we compile, save, everything should work. So now what we want to do is we have to go to the game mode blueprint. So let's go to the third person map. Let's open the GM Endless Runner. And here on the spawn tiles, let's open that function. We want to actually move all this code a little bit further. So after the for loop, what we want to do, now we want to create new function called calculate tile to spawn or some. Oh, not with the like this. Okay. And here, what we want to do is we want to first create a new variable. Let's call this straight road in row amount or something like that. We'll just keep count of how many straight roads we have spawned before. Let's change this type to be integer. Now let's get this value and let's random integer in range, and the minimum range will actually be this value. And now if we set, for example, max to be 5, and this will be first 0, but when we don't spawn a intersection, we spawn a straight, we will add 1 to it. After that, this will be 1, and so on. Every time the probability to spawn the intersection will grow. And when we hit the same value, then we will spawn the intersection at like 100%, 100% success rate, basically. Okay, so let's first set this to be 1. So it will basically, yes, let's set it to be 1. So it's 50-50 chance on the first, and on the second it will always do it. We can change this later to be like 10 or 5 or whatever, but yeah. Now let's check if this is equal to 1. Oh, 1. Let's align all these. So now this thing works. So yeah. Now let's add a branch. Let's check that. After that, what we want to do, we want to create a new variable called spawn intersection. And let's change this type to be a boolean. And we want to set this to be true on the true, of course, like this. And to be false on the false, like this. And when we spawn the intersection, we want to set the straight road in row amount back to 0. And when we don't spawn, we want to get the straight road in row amount, and we want to plus increment integer on it. So we will add 1 unit to it. Like that. After that, we want to get a return node. Let's add a output called intersection. And now let's set it to true on the top one. And here, let's get also return node. Let's actually add it to our favorites so we can find it more easily later on. And let's leave this as false. Now let's compile, save, and let's go back to the spawn tiles. So now, here, we want to get this calculate tile to spawn. And also, we want to get a branch. Oh, connect this to here. So if we want to spawn a intersection, I mean, then what we have to do actually is we want to copy all this, paste it under here. So when we don't want to spawn an intersection, it will do the thing that it did before, like this one. But when we do want, then we want to change some little things from here. The first one will be, we want to change this actor class to be the intersection, bb base tile intersection, like that. Now we cannot connect this to the base tile ref anymore. So let's actually delete this from here. And let's promote this to a new variable. Let's call this new variable. Call this base tile intersection ref or something like that. Let's move it under the base tile ref. Now we can connect this to here. So what we have to do, let's delete this. Let's also delete that. So now from here, we want to set game mode ref like this. Let's connect the self back to there. Connect this to here. Now from here, we want to get the spawn point. Let's check how these are done like this. Okay, so let's actually move this a little bit further down. Let's align this. Let's connect this here. Okay, and let's also connect this. So it's doing exactly the same thing, but the reference is different from this one, so we had to like redo it all. So now when we compile, we save all, and actually what else we have to do? We have to go to the main spawner, and here before we call this for loop, we want to add a branch, and let's get the spawn intersection. We want to check if we want to spawn an intersection. If we don't, we can continue with this, and if we want, we can leave it as empty because we will add later on some code here. But for now, it will be like this. Okay, let's compile. Let's save all. Let's go to the purpose map. Let's play. And let's see if everything works. And as you can see, we're getting to an intersection. I think we have a little problem here. Okay, I actually noticed that we have something weird happening there. So let's go back to the PP base tile intersection. And let's go to the viewport. So I actually noticed that we have this road tree. You can find it under the default scene route. Let's select the road tree. We can actually delete that. We don't need that. I don't know why that's still there. Let's delete that. Also, this road last, you can see when we go like this. Actually, now I cannot see it, but you might have some little flickering happening here. So you want to set this set location to be minus 0.5. That will fix it pretty nicely. Okay, and also what I want to do here, the plane, we want to set this rendering hidden in game. We don't want to see that in the game. So let's compile, let's save. Let's actually also set that hidden on the normal PP base tile. So let's select the plane, let's set it to be hidden in game. And now we have to do here, we want to select from road 1 to road 5 all these and move these under the default scene like that. Okay, compile, save all. Let's go to the map, let's play, and I hope that everything works correctly. Should work. At least for now, it looks that it works pretty nicely. Yes, we still have something weird happening here, but yeah, let's find a fix for that later on. We could have like aligned all these pieces like correctly, but then the environmental buildings doesn't fit the environment anymore like correctly. So that's the reason why we put them like that, like over each other. But yeah, let's find a fix for that later. But yeah, I think that was all for this video. If you like what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one. Bye.